Habang gigil sila sa brut-brut pao, eto chill lang nakapisan. Habang gigil sila sa brut-brut pao, eto chill lang nakapisan.
What up, loved ones? What it do? It's Spotty Young right here. You know where I'm from. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're into real shit only, watch this video. Yeah. I got the big party man from San Mateo, California.
I'm just a body in the bed that get hype. Ballin' with Janela song like I'm wearing Nike.
You already know the business and shit, man. They started the movement, body movement, getting all the bodies together and shit, man. The real motherfucking Pinoy movement right here. Y'all know the business. The one and only. My body.
Hey,
Gderty.
Gderty, man.
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
What's good, buddy? What it do, man? To those who don't know, lace us up, like, what was your upbringing and shit? Where were you born, buddy? Like, you know, how did you what was it like growing up as Gderty and shit?
So, from our last interview with DJ Eternal, I kind of touched bases on things. I'm gonna get a little more into depths. You feel me? So, everybody's story starts with their parents. You feel me? My mom, immigrant, illegal. She came here to America illegally. She had 3 kids back home, 3 sons. I have 3 kuyas. Never met them.
Where they at?
She can't.
Um,
They're. I have one in Iloilo. Another one. I think I have my eldest in Abra, and then I have my other kuya. He's the youngest out there. He's a professor. I think he baklado, but you know what I mean. That's good. It's still kuya, man. You know what I mean. But he a professor. I don't know where he's at in the Philippines. I need to ask my mom, but. Shit, yeah. I got 2 brothers from her, or 3 brothers from her, never met them. She came out here as a maid, illegally, like I said in the last one, for a Persian family, and she stayed and she met this Peruvian soldier, you know what I mean? My pops. They did their thing and yeah, and then my mom was pregnant, you feel me? And then my dad, right? So I had 2 brothers from my dad, one that's older than me, one that's younger than me. So growing up, like I used to see my dad on the weekends. Just for y'all don't know, like, yeah, I knew my dad, I knew pops and all that shit, but like he wasn't in the household, like it's a different thing when you have a father in the household, right? But I would see him on the weekends. He would pick me up on the weekends, through court shit. And I growing up, I always wondered why I got an older brother from him and then a younger brother. And then as I got older, I started thinking like, oh shit, my mom was a side piece. You know what I mean? And it's funny too, because he has a thing for Filipinos. My stepmom, his wife was a Filipina as well. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's that. So, they wasn't together, whatever. It was just me and my mom's she found a job at Burger King. She met these Filipino girls that I to this day I consider my aunties. My auntie Nance, my auntie Jane, my auntie Banks. Like, they stay in San Mateo. We have no blood relation to them, but just growing up, those were the ones that I saw, as family. And I got an ate from over there, my ate Sunshine. It was always just me and her as kids. Like I'm talking about from when we were taught like babies to like fuck, I don't know, like young kids, right? And then looking around. Anyway, shout out to my ate. Love you, girl.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to Ad. Foreign struggle
yeah,
is
hell
real,
yeah.
man. Yeah,
What happened?
the foreign struggle is real because I can relate to what you're saying. Mom's was taking care of old people's folks, man, picking up what do you call this? Cans and trying to get whatever money she can get so she could send it back to us in the Philippines and shit.
Right,
I feel
right.
you,
And
bro.
you know,
And did a
That
lot of
that's
almost
that's
died.
that's shit's yeah, that shit's real, man. Like a lot of, and it's crazy because a lot sometimes bro motherfuckers be hopping on that IG page and saying some crazy shit about Filipinos and like how we're rich and spoiled and all that shit. And I'm just like, where? Why that miss me? You know what I mean? What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah, so growing up, I was born in Redwood City, California. I'm originally from San Mateo, California, the east side, Shoreview to be exact. Shout out Cutthroat Mode, man. RP my Brody Juice. Um, it's a Tongan neighborhood, poly neighborhood. You know, they Crips out there. I never fell into that Crip life, cause I wiggled out, you know what I mean? But my roots always been San Mateo. Um, and I moved from San Mateo, I moved to Daly City, and then I moved to like back to San Mateo. I went to school in Mountain View. I lived in Newark. I lived in Milpitas. I lived in Fremont. And this was during my school days, you know what I mean? From fucking first grade to 12th grade. I lived in all these cities and went to hella different schools. And I think in in our last interview I had said that I didn't really grow up around Filipinos like that. When I said that, I meant I didn't my gang, the gang, you feel me? The Brodies, they're not Filipinos. They're not all Filipinos. I had Filipino friends, you know what I mean, growing up, but they weren't gangbangers. They were just regular Filipino guys, you know what I mean? Like to play ball. But this is when we were kids, you know what I mean? In middle school and shit. We still trying to fucking play basketball and have fun and shit like that, you know what I mean? And it's too much to name. I ain't gonna name too much, but one of my best Filipino friends was this guy named Manny. You know what I mean? I call him cousin. That's Cuddy. If you see this, Manny, you know, shout out to you. You know, his whole family, they took me in when I went to Milpitas because my mom was doing some catering shit somewhere in Dublin. And not catering, I'm sorry. She was doing like taking care of old people. What is
Yeah.
that shit called? Like catering, right? That's like or
Nursing,
caretaking.
yeah, caretaker.
Nursing, right?
Yeah.
So the old lady that she was taking care of had dementia. And I went over there one time to visit. And man, she scared the fuck out of me. You ever seen one of them old school scary movies? Just old white person, just like
I
saying,
hate
you feel
those,
me? It was
man.
just,
I hate those shit, man.
and I went over there, and my mom trying to help her with some. She just got the old lady just started yelling, help! She's trying to kill me. So, anyways, long story short, I didn't want to stay out there in Dublin, and plus, Dublin was like a very, if you're from the Bay Area, you know Dublin's very white. You know what I mean? I'm sticking out like a sore thumb out there.
Yeah.
So in 2006, that's when I moved to Milpitas with my cutting Manny. You know, shout out to Manny. He's Ilocano too. His dad is OG, man. His dad is OG RP. He had recently passed away, but I don't know if y'all heard of if you heard of a clique out here in San Jose, but they went by PBH, Pinoy Brotherhood.
Oh,
And my cousin's dad he used to run with the OGs who started that shit. But so yeah, damn, I'm over here going everywhere. You know, so we go to different schools and shit. And yeah, man, like growing up in school, I was a very quiet kid. I didn't have pops around my confidence, you know what I mean? I was a very quiet kid, but I wasn't no sucker. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
get down, I fight, whatever. This is when I'm a kid though, right? I'm a kid. When life really started getting active like that for me, when it came to the street shit, was when I moved to the East Bay. I
Oh,
moved to Yeah, I moved to Tri-City area, Fremont, Union City, and I went to school out there in American High. And that's when I met one of my nigga John and Trav. We gonna call him TZ and Hitman. And I met them through my cuddy Pino. By the way, Pino is a mestizo guy. I don't know if you feel me, y'all see in my music videos. Pino is the guy who looks Mexican. He got a nice little baller tummy, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. By the cipher, right?
But
Yeah,
yep, exactly. And he's like my brother for real. I met him when I was 5 years old, man, and that's been family ever since. You know, his mom is my mom, his sisters are my sisters, stuff like that. So yeah, he introduced me to Hidden Teas, and man, it's just they had the crazy brotherhood, man. Like we was rocking ever since, you know what I mean? We wasn't gang banging like that in freshman year in '05, right? They haven't made up the set. The set that I claim, NAG. I'm gonna say this just because it's already in my music. You know what I mean? So when you see me say Goon Life, you feel me? This the G. I don't know if you see it, but it say Goon,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
this say Life. Goon Life. NAG. We black rags. You know what I mean? And we're not like generation like how gangs now is with generations and chapters and shit like that. We didn't
yeah,
have no OGs. We were the ones who started. You know, like
yeah,
in the Bay Area, motherfuckers started their own shit.
yeah.
You know
Wait,
what I mean?
can I just say real quick? Because a lot of the folks that's not civilian folks, that's nothing to do with the gang world, those that have no idea, or the ones that's gonna say that, oh, but as a kid, you should have never went to the gang. You should have been a dork and just went to school, and it's okay to get bullied and just accept it and just, go to school and finish school and be a nurse. A lot of the folks are gonna say that, and that you didn't have to actually, you know, fight back against people and just accepted being bullied as long as you finish your school. And there's a lot of people like that, that's not in a gang world and shit. What do you
Yeah.
say about that? Like, how did you ended up hanging out with those
So,
kids in the first place?
well, I know for a lot of motherfuckers, it's usually passed down from generations. You know what I mean? A lot of gangbangers, they had their dads are gangbangers, uncles are gangbangers, shit like that. My situation, I could only speak on my situation. And shit, even my Cuddy Pino situation, man. Um, we didn't have no guidance, man. My pops was in and out of my life. You feel me? As a young boy, I believe that you need to look up to a good,
Strong.
positive male, strong role model, male role model. You know what I mean? And I seen my dad from a distance. My dad was a very militant man. From when I did go to the weekends, I used to hate going to my dad's house, man. Like he scared me. He scared me. You know what I mean? Compared to me being with my mom, I could get away with everything. That's my mom. I'm her nako. You know what I mean? I get away with everything. But
Yeah.
my pops, because he's the dad, he's a military man, he's a disciplined man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? This nigga would check me on shit. And as a young boy, you need to be checked on shit. You know what I
It-
mean? So for me, when I fell into the street life is when he moved to SAC and wasn't consistent in my life. So I was outside. You know what I mean? My mom's working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. You know, sometimes she'd even fucking Filipinos, bruh, Filipinos, they got gambling problems. You know what I mean? A lot of you know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm blessed that my mom wasn't a
99.9%.
you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I'm blessed, I know a lot of people who have parents who be stuck on drugs, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But being addicted to gambling is also pretty bad too. You know what I mean? Not as worse as drugs, but definitely it could be bad financially.
It's the
You know what I mean? I feel
most expensive
shit.
habit.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
remember this one time my mom woke me up. I was a freshman, like 14 years old. My mom woke me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Anak, come on. It was like a fucking Tuesday. She's like, Anak, come on. I was like, where we going? She's like, we're gonna go to Reno. I was like, okay. Went with her to Reno. I think I was still sleepy because I woke up and I see snow and all that shit. And Reno is it's before the next state over. Or it is in the next state over in Nevada. I'm not too sure. But man, we go out there. She does her thing. She pawned my auntie's jewelry, bruh. You know what I mean? To go play. And thinking that she was gonna win, whatever, she loses that money. Okay, bet. Our fucking rent money that she had, she uses that money, loses it. The car, the car that we drove up to Reno, she pawns it. And man, that was like she loses half of it. She stops gambling. She comes back upstairs. She prays. She's crying. She's like, Anak, I'm sorry. She's like, she's like giving me, just telling me she's telling me she's guilty. You know what I mean? She's crying. Like, one of those things, bro. I'm fucking 14 years old. She's just, being a mom,
Nobody's
confiding in me.
perfect, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Nobody's perfect. And she goes back. So she's crying. She lets it out. She prays. She goes gambles, and man, she comes back with the money for our car, the money for our rent, the money to get the fucking jewelry out of the pawn shop.
No.
and then money for us to eat, and then get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? So
Uh,
she had a big gambling problem when I was a kid, man.
wait.
Like there'd be weeks.
Hold on about it. Like she had her last shot, and then that one came up, or what?
Man, yeah,
And that always
yeah,
happens sometimes. This shit, man.
yeah. She got that coming upstairs and releasing and praying or whatever. Something worked.
Yeah, some work.
Something worked.
Yeah.
It worked. And
Damn. That's
yeah,
crazy.
man. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. So just like a little rough. Like I said, I didn't have it hella bad like that. I had a loving mom. You know what I mean?
That's
Not a
right.
lot
That's
of
right.
fucking people could say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shit. Real shit.
But again, a father needs to be in the household. You know what I mean? So growing up with a single mom, see her struggling with the bills, it does something to a young boy as you get older. You know what I mean? Now you thinking, fuck, how can I help my mom with the rent? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or fuck, my mom's always out, she's working hard. I need shit. I'm a young boy. I need some fucking love, whether it's gonna be from a female or the brothers, you know what I mean? So shit, that's what I feel like a lot of young boys tend to look out for too. When they ain't got enough love at the house, they look for, you feel me, that street love, man. That's pretty much what happened.
I feel you, man. I feel
That's pretty much what
my
happened, man.
single mom right here too, buddy. The
Yeah, that's what I'm
streets.
saying. A lot of Filipinos who come to America too, they be single moms,
Yeah.
man.
And then we found the homies. What's up,
And
homies?
then we found our
Found the
homies, you
homies.
feel me?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Or they
Hell
said
yeah.
we're homies. They said we're all ready to die for each other and shit. Let's go, man.
Yeah, and that's a cool phase though, because at the end of the day, it is a phase for most. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep it real. Not all the homies, like, from when I joined the set, not a lot of homies. There was a lot of dropouts when shit started getting real.
real
You know what I
shit.
mean? When fucking
Uh,
shooting started happening, motherfuckers really headhunting for niggas, like all
yeah,
waiting for motherfuckers after school,
yeah.
pulling out knives, getting in knife, like, you know what I mean? It's just that,
Uh,
what's up, man. So
and that's a
like
good
motherfuckers started getting scared.
yeah, that's a good thing what you're saying because now it separates the actors from the real body movement and shit, man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Nah, facts.
You know what I'm
That's
talking about?
facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. That's facts. For real, for real. And yeah, man. So I really got put on when I was 16 into you feel me, into the Goons. And shout out my Cuddy Hit, man. He's from North Richmond. If you heard of Richmond in the Bay Area, that's where my Cuddy's from. And that's the thing about the set, like it was a lot of young boys from different sections, but we just went to the same school. You know what I mean? It was a trip. The Bay Area is really hella small, to keep it real. Like in places like when I was going to school in Milpitas, they had so many Oakland dudes over there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And Oakland is like fucking 20 miles, 30 miles away from Milpitas.
Oh. Is
Yeah.
this true though that some of the fathers at the time where they're from the Bay, they're saying that you can see like in Daly City, you can see the smoke from the steam rice from all the fathers and shit from so that's how much
Hell
Pinoy
yeah.
they got in there.
Daly
Little
City is
Manila.
for sure foggy as hell, man. Hell yeah. That's for sure fucking little Philippines right there.
Little Manila. Damn.
Little Manila, man. Shout out my Fogtown peoples, man. My Fogtown padres.
And did you meet anybody from Delano?
That was from the city of Delano?
That's from the city of Delano doing time.
No,
Because he's
no,
saying
no.
that my ex Ellie from body from Satanas, Delano, he's saying that Delano is like the main headquarters for all the Filipinos in the whole United States. They have these certain festivals where all the Filipinos from the whole US would go there. And that was my first time hearing that too, because
So
I would think,
so have you heard of so you heard of Cesar Chavez, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you know Larry It Leon?
Larry hit young now. Not really.
Manong Larry.
Manong Larry?
Okay, so yeah, Delano back in the, I think it was the 30s, in the 1930s, or fuck, I need to check. I don't want to I don't want to
Cesar
fuck
Chavez
up.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, Cesar Chavez time, right?
Yeah.
There was a Manong Ilocano dude named Larry It Leon, and Delano one of the first one of the places where a lot of Filipinos migrated to for farm work. And that's why too I feel like a lot of Filipinos tend to move to the Mexican side because we Filipinos in America have a deep history with Mexicans as far as struggle wise in
Yeah,
America. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And so Manong Larry, depending on who you ask, me
yeah.
personally, I feel like he was the one who basically started who made Cesar Chavez
That's how it
movement
is.
fucking
Yeah, but
successful. It
yeah,
was a Filipino.
yeah, it's always his story. That's how it is. But since
Exactly.
they're deeper, then they just had to put it. Somebody
Yeah,
has to
they so they
represent, But there's always somebody
yeah, and
not
that's what
not
I'm
in the
saying. They
spotlight.
don't mention Larry. They don't mention
Oh,
Larry at all.
and
But if you look into the interviews, you read books, you even watch what fucking Cesar Chavez has to say about Larry. Like he played a big key factor in that movement. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Filipinos was the first one to strike. It wasn't the Migos. You know what I mean? Shout out my Mexicans, mi hermanos. But if you really look at it, it was the Filipinos who struck first, who did the strike first, and then the Mexicans, followed suit.
sparked and ignited the well guy and shit. Yeah, I
Yes.
was gonna
Yes.
ask you because there's a lot of I was in YA, I was in prison, and there's a lot of Norte pares and shit, man, that I ran into in, as a kid and as a prison too and shit, YA prison. And a lot of them, I mean, like they got the Huelga bird for the Norte. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They got that tattooed. But the pares from down south, they don't have that because that's a Norte thing, right?
Yeah. It's
The Huelga
really
bird. Yeah.
yeah, the Welga bird is a northern Mexican thing. Until North, you feel me? Shout out shout out me Norths, but
Yeah.
they turned that bird into
Gang
a
banging.
gangbanging symbol. But really it really is to represent the northern farm workers, whether they're Mexican or Filipino. And that's why I was gonna say that Pare from Delano, he was speaking facts. Like Delano was one of the first places where Filipinos migrated to. You know what I
Ah,
mean?
okay, okay. Yeah.
When they came to America.
And then yeah, man, growing up, you started we got into getting into gangs. How did you get deeper into that? Because some people get shot up, some people get stabbed, some people get beat up, and they'd be like, ah, nah, I'm out of here and shit, man. But all that shit happened to you. But how'd you end up still continuing? Because you gotta stick to your word, or what happened?
Yeah, man, shit, it's just embedded in you. If you come from that type of lifestyle, you got into it, you can't be a bitch or a snitch. I feel like if I dropped out or if I like, oh shit, I'm scared, I'm a bitch. And that's one thing that I told myself as a kid, I ain't never gonna be a bitch. I don't give a fuck how big a motherfucker wants to fight me, whatever. I'll take that ass whooping. You know what I mean? After I heal, shit, let's go at it again. You know what I mean? But it's crazy
Yeah.
because even before I got into goons, shit, man, I got the first time I got shot at was 15. I got shot at by some Crip niggas out there in Union City. And it's crazy because it wasn't even funk like that. Like I didn't know them niggas, they didn't know me. It's just something popped off at Union Landing theaters between a group of people wearing red and a group of people wearing wearing blue. And we just so happened to be wearing red that day. So motherfuckers I think was just,
They're
how shit
tripping.
is.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
we see niggas wearing red, okay, bam. So you know what I mean? I
But
got
what?
popped at that night. And they ended up hopping out, and that they kind of I was like what I was 15, so they hopped out and they chased me. It was me and two of my other niggas, and I was fucking slow, so they got my ass and started beating me and shit. So I've been jumped before, you know what I mean? I've been
Yeah,
jumped. I've
yeah,
been
yeah,
chased. When I was like the first time I ever got chased by a group of motherfucking Serenos in Mountain View. I was fucking what, seventh grade?
yeah,
How old
yeah.
are you in seventh grade? Like fucking 11 or some
11,
shit? Yeah,
10 or
11 years
11.
old. And these
Yeah.
were grown at like at least 20 something. You know what I mean? So it's back then, I feel like violence could happen anywhere. It doesn't matter what city. it didn't matter. Obviously, some cities
Yeah,
was more, right? Because if I say Mountain View, motherfuckers like Mountain View, what the fuck? Because you look at Mountain View today, it's very tech. It's where Google started. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's not in the crime rate, none of that. But back then, you know what I mean? 2000 fucking what? Two, three, one of those. You know what I mean? Like it
It was a lower.
anywhere really.
It
Yeah,
was a
anywhere
lower.
it was going down. You know what I mean?
And
But
how did they bang over there? Do they say, "Hey, where y'all niggas from?" How did
yeah.
right there,
Yeah,
man?
in Union City, so I could say in Union City, they for sure is more in Union City. The East Bay was more active compared to when I was staying in like Mountain View or like even the South Bay. South Bay's don't get me wrong, South Bay active. But what I'm saying is when I moved in there, that most of my funk and most of the shit that I was getting into was in the East Bay. You know what I mean? And then and then I moved to the South Bay, and then that's when I started getting into more shit, but not as still active as it was in the East Bay. But yeah, motherfuckers be like, "Hey, bro, where you from? You feel me? Oh, where you niggas from?" When the motherfucker hits you like, "Hey, where you from?" You know what I mean? That's when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
oh shit. You either gonna say it and then take off, or you gonna bitch up. You know what I mean? And I know
yeah.
back then a lot of motherfuckers wanted to hit licks. Hitting licks was the shit when I was a kid. Motherfuckers was running through motherfuckers pockets. Hey, what you got in there? You know what I mean? Like I remember this one time, man, a group of punk ass niggas tried to rob me and my Cuddy T's for a box of fucking Little Caesars, bro.
What?
Just to say that they did it. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was in Union City. We was walking, we got our pizza, we was walking back home, and we seen like five niggas walking behind us. You know what I
For a
mean?
pizza.
For pizza, it had to be. Either the pizza or they
And,
probably thought we had like money on us or some
and,
shit, but we were kids, you know what I mean? We didn't fucking we're broke.
and on top of that, Julius Caesars. What is it? Caesar's pizza?
uh yeah, fucking Little Caesars. Like
Little
you want
Caesar.
that $5 pizza? That's crazy, right? That's crazy.
Yeah,
But I think they was gonna rob us, but then we got to the house before they could even fucking get to us. But that's when we noticed that they were still behind us. And my uncle, who my Pino's stepdad, he a pare. Him and my other uncles, they started their own shit called Tulduk out there in San Mateo and fucking Daly City. But he just got back from prison in Arizona, right? And so he was still on alert and I don't know. I think he had cameras or some shit because he came out, he opened the door before we even opened the door. And he looked and he seen those dudes, and it was a mixed crowd, like Mexicans, black. He's like, "Hey, what you motherfuckers doing over here?" And they just looked, they stopped, they turned around, right? And then we walked back in the house. And then next thing you know, I guess we hear a bottle break. They try to throw a bottle, whatever. My uncle comes out tripping. My uncle used to smoke shab too, so you know that nigga was like fucking on shit. And
yeah.
he started showing me and the cut. He's like, okay, I got a bat here, a bat here, I got a knife over here. If shit really gets down, I got something in the garage, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, man, back then it was just everybody was trying to rob everybody. That was for sure a thing back then, man. We used to go on knockout missions, man. Drive late at night, going drive different cities, try to find anybody walking out at night who looked like they was with the shit or just a young whatever, look like they got some. We would
Yeah.
never hurt no innocents though. Like when it like old
Yeah,
ladies,
yeah.
anything, old men, whatever. If you was a young person walking out
Yeah,
late at night around fucking 10 something on up,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, you for sure ain't no civilian. At least, I mean, shit, you got something. You either a drug dealer, a dope head, fucking something,
Right.
a party nigga, whatever. But you getting robbed. That was the knockout
Fashionist.
mission shit. Yeah, you know what I
You're a
mean?
fashion.
Motherfuckers was getting
Hey,
robbed.
you know what, buddy? Man, I gotta point that out, and that that's fucking respect because we have similar mindset. Because during our time when we used to rob people, also we never went down below where we would rob fucking old lady, weak lady,
Yeah,
or old man, or kids. We always trying to look for somebody that looked like they bang or something, or a pretty boy, or
yeah,
somebody with chains and shit
yeah.
like
Like
that.
it's yeah,
For real,
exactly.
dog. I swear, huh?
That should be
Yeah.
law. That definitely should be law when it comes to that to the street life, man. Unfortunately, a lot of motherfuckers don't follow that shit.
Hey,
You know what I
so that's
mean?
real, yeah.
Which is like that's what I'm saying. The game, the street shit, like it's a trick, bro. It's a trick. The rules apply. People apply the rules when it applies to them. But then if it goes against, like, how am I gonna say this? Like, okay, say if I had a best friend, we did dirt together. He snitched on somebody, but I'm still fucking. He's still my bruh. We still hanging. I'm not. I hang with him because he's my bruh, right? But I look past he snitched. Now I'm not applying that snitches get stitches rule to myself. You know what I mean? It's favoritism. There's a lot of that shit that goes on. That's why the game it fools you, man. It fools you.
But what you can't fake for sure is being trapped. Well, first of all, not snitching your way out of prison. That's against the code. Some people live by
Yeah,
that code, like you and I, and the real fucking bodies and shit, right? Or the real gangster. And then while you're in prison, not snitching your way out, still gotta write it out on GP and shit, and never giving up. You know what I mean? So those are the codes that we
that
went by
part
and
too.
shit. Yeah, that part.
Yeah,
And
that part, man.
we had to fight our way out. Some people are just like way bigger and way deeper than us, and there's no giving up and shit, man. You know what I mean? And
No,
the
for
older
real.
folks testing your gangster, older folks testing your heart. If you're a fucking leave out or you drop out this shit, man, we went through that.
Yeah, or hood hopping. I
Or
know a lot of motherfuckers who say they fucking real. Motherfuckers who be saying they real, but they bang like 5 different sets. Like, nigga, what the fuck happened? you got fired or something?
hey, you crazy with that one.
You know what I mean? But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, man. As long as to me, bruh, now that I got older about it, like as long as you ain't no weasel, you ain't out here touching kids, beating on women, snitching. You know what I mean? And snitching only applies to hood niggas, like street people. These civilians can snitch all they want because they don't go by a code. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna get mad
So
at
my
some civilian who snitches on me because that's a civilian. He doesn't know that's what he was taught. Compared to okay, this motherfucker shot or this motherfucker who says he's a shooter, fucking snitches on me because I shoot him. That's some bitch
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like you know
yeah,
what I mean? But
yeah.
nigga, you was a street dude. You know what I mean? That
I
don't make
know.
sense. That
Yeah,
don't make
yeah.
sense.
I feel you on that one, man. I know exactly what you're talking about and shit,
You
man.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
man. Just fucking what we was
so
talking
how did
about?
what kind of shit that you guys were doing with your homies, that you fuck with on the streets, that ended up you having a record, bro, in the system and shit, man?
So fucking first time I got locked up, I was 17 for GBI, a 245, and at the time when I got booked, they said it was attempt because when you attempted murder, because when you put somebody in a coma, I didn't notice when you put somebody in a coma, it's considered attempt. You know
Damn.
what I mean? Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know that. I didn't know that, man. And so we had got down with some Filipino blood Filipino
they're again our
Filipino
own
bloods out.
peoples again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. And it was supposed to be a one-on-one fight. It escalated. One of the dudes got fucked up really bad. He was unresponsive when police and ambulance came, you know what I mean? So he was out. So in order, and this is why it got dropped, because I guess you have to be unresponsive for a certain amount of hours for it to be considered a coma, right? He was out, he was unresponsive for like 10, 12 hours, but he woke up within a day. You know what I mean? And he was able to, like, he was responsive. He wasn't like brain dead, fucking like shit like that. So and this happened in Milpitas. What the police did is it sounds worse when you say attempted. Jeremy Valls
Murder.
wanted for attempted murder. It just sounds worse, even though it's not going to stick. It just sounds worse, so they could get all the fucking warrants or whatever, right? So literally, like 2 days after that shit happened, and by the way, one of the niggas that was there that was on our side ended up fucking telling the police and gave my name up and all this other shit. And this nigga was supposed to be and this is what I'm saying. This motherfucker was supposed to be a gang
Gangster.
banger and fucking, yeah, gangster. He went by a certain code. But there's a lot of 42 yard fake outs. That's what we call them out here. 42 yard fake outs,
That's
man.
a good one.
And police got a hold of my name. My mom calls me, and this happened on a Friday. Police come to my house on like a Sunday, right? And I was staying in Newark at the time. Me and my mom, we was renting a room, and I was staying with my cousin Pino and his mom and his sisters and shit, and they was renting a room. So detectives knock on my door, right? And fucking, I guess when my mom calls me, she's like yelling. She's like, not, or not even yelling. She's like, with like talking, like, no, where you at? Woo, woo, woo. Like soft and shit. I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She's like, why did the cops come here asking for you and your cousin? And then I was like, fuck. So like, you feel me? I asked her what they said. They asked, oh, where was I? If I stay here, blah, 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 blah. My mom, bruh, she's I love my mom, man. She might come off like old Fabi, but she's with the shit. She's gamed up for somebody who's not part of that street life. You know what I mean? And so police came, she's just like, nope, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. Whoop, whoop, I don't all that other shit. And she calls me after. And then she tells me, Anak, you're supposed to tell me when things like this happen so I could be your alibi. I was
Oh,
like, you're dope, mom. But I told her what happened. I told her we ended up getting in a fight. Somebody got hurt really bad. And and mind you, I'm like 17 at this time. It took a while for my mom to get used to me being the way I was. You know what I mean? She wasn't she tried to discipline me, but at the end of the day, bro, like a
you're
young
a
boy,
woman.
yeah, I hate to say it, you know what I mean, but that's facts. Like
Yeah.
my if my mom hit me as hard as she can, I could take it. Now, if my dad would have hit me as hard as he can, like, come on, you know what I mean? So, by that time of 17, I've already got into shit and she found certain shit and whatever, right? So she was used to it. And yeah, man, like fuck, we talked and I told my mom I have to leave. I don't know when I'm gonna come back because I don't want to turn myself in. I'm about to go on the run, all this other shit. Me and my cuddy Pino and I mentioned him earlier, my cuddy Manny, right? And us three, we was on the run for like a cool amount of months. We went to LA with his dad. Hella shit, hella shit. And before we did that, fuck, we done got into it. This nigga Pino, we fought some Samoan dude out there in Hayward for some
Oh,
random shit. Like shit was going down during this time. Like it was. You feel me? It was on some,
package.
yeah, bro. It was crazy. But anyways, the police ended up getting one of the big bros that was in the scuffle, and he just got out doing like 3 years and quitting. And so he was on parole, and when they had picked him up, they had him on all these charges. And us being young niggas and him already having a record, he's on parole. We were just like, fuck, we are discussing it. And we're like, we're just gonna turn ourselves in and just say he had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? That we did it. Basically, like tell it sucks, but yeah, that's what we did. We told on ourselves. We went in and told on ourselves to get the big homie off of whatever they was gonna
Please.
charge him. You know what I mean? And so that's what we did. And luckily, me, I was fucking underage, 17, so I didn't do long. I did like what, 4 months? You know what I mean? Easy, fucking easy for what? For fucking a GBI and 245. My
Yeah.
Cuddy got fucking, but yeah, and he was 18. He just hit 18 when all that shit happened. So he went
Ouch.
to county.
Man.
Yeah, he went to county. He stayed for a little over a year. He was there for a year fighting this shit. They ended up like, you feel me, say time served, all this other shit, and he got released. But yeah, man, just
That was your first shit, huh?
yeah, my first time getting locked up. And then after that, every 2 years I was getting locked up. I ended up getting caught up with a pistol. 2 years later, 2 years after that, I got caught up for selling some shit. 2 years after that, I got caught up with another pistol. I was just like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
second time I got caught up with my pistol, that's when I did prison time. I was just like, damn, and I really stopped moving stupid or doing stupid shit or
Undisciplined.
moving reckless when I turned 25. And you know how they say like 25, 26 is usually when your brain stops developing?
Yeah.
You
Or
know what I mean? I think I was like, man, I think I was just realized like, fuck, I'm stupid for getting caught like this. Riding around with a strap with no seatbelt. Come on. Like how dumb is that? You know what I mean? Like you could get pulled over for
yeah.
no seatbelt. You know what
Damn.
I mean? Just little shit like that. Little shit like
Damn.
that. Yeah, man. So
Damn.
yeah, fucking yeah, just shit that's I've been in a couple shootout. I got shot before. You know what I mean? I got hit my motherfucking hip.
Oh, you got hit. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got hit.
You
I
you
got
got
hit.
hit.
Fucking
What
it was
bullet
some
was it?
random I think a nine. It was three people shooting. Four people shooting.
Yeah.
So it was a 32 caliber, a 22 rifle, a shotgun, and somebody had a nine.
Damn.
And they was I think these motherfuckers was a dropout Nortes. What are they called? They're not even Nortes. They're fucking
Those
Northern
five, the
Riders.
Northern Rider, yeah.
Northern Riders.
And that's what they said. They said that's what they said I am because I got the Playboy Northern Riders and shit.
And yeah, that's they fucking sign. That's what's hella funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, fucking I'm pretty sure that was that. I don't think they was actually certified Nortes, but some shit happened. They jumped one of my cousins. We went out there. We got one of them, and we were slipping, bro. We we didn't think they was gonna come back like that. You know what I mean? We went out
Mm.
there with not a lot of straps. They had more. They just outgunned us. That was our fault. You know what I mean?
You know what though about it? If those fools were trained shooters, we wouldn't be talking right now. You know what I'm talking
No,
about?
for sure. Train
Yeah.
shooters. Bada, they let off like over 500 shots.
Damn.
And they only hit me once and they hit my Cuddy T's like twice. But real shit, if it wasn't for Teasy, I wouldn't be here because they was walking up on my car. I was pulling out, bada. So after we did our thing, our auntie, my Cuddy hits fucking mom. You feel me? My auntie, she was just like, okay, y'all niggas got to get the fuck up out of here. We go to the spot, we get in the whip. It's me, my brother-in-law, he a Tongan, and my little brother in my car, and I'm backing up, and we're in like a kind of a dead-end apartment parking lot thing. And so it's apartment like this, and the street is back here. I'm backing up like this, and the street's right here. Them niggas pull up 2 cars deep. I see him. I'm like, oh shit. I put it in drive, and as soon as I put it in drive, you hear them niggas bounce out. You hear a motherfucker, what's up, blood? And then he just starts boom, 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 boom with the fucking shotgun. And then that's when the nigga with the nine is shooting at my door. And the nigga with the nine shooting at my door starts walking up. And mind you, by this time, like after the first shot, I step on the gas and I fucking go forward and I
Yeah.
hit the fucking somebody's apartment. I go inside the fucking door. I go through the door, nigga. And so them niggas keep shooting. My brother and my cuddy had ran out the fucking car, and I'm like, I'm just in there. And then probably like fuck, I don't know, man. Probably like 15 seconds of when they started shooting, that's when I
Yeah.
got hit in my leg and my shit stiffened up. I was like, oh fuck.
Ah.
You know what I mean? So I kind
Yeah.
of like, I like, I froze, bro. I swear, I thought bro was walking up on me. I got hit in my leg, my shit stiffened up, and I just lay back in the passenger seat because I was on the driver. I lay back in the passenger seat, and I'm just looking at the driver window, just waiting for him to fucking just be right there. He's walking up, and my cuddy teasy, bro, hears my cuddy Terrence say, "Hey, German's still in the car." And Teasy, bro, he does some fucking superhero fucking movie shit. This nigga runs out from where he was at, taking cover. He goes into the car to get the shit because, mind you, we're leaving, so he's trying to tuck the gun, right? So if we get pulled over, they can't find it. But that shit popped off. So he had to go in the car and get it. He went in the car. Before he got in the car, he got hit once already, right? He grabbed the shit, he cocked that shit, and then he got hit again.
Mm.
And after that, he got hit again. He started busting back, and you know what I mean? He ain't
Yeah.
tagged none of them, but it was enough to scare them niggas. And then they
Yeah.
ended up leaving. They left. They ended up getting caught, but they got released because we ain't snitched.
Oh, damn. But if it was
Yeah,
the other
and
way
then they just
around, they would have immediately dropped all your names.
I man, for sure,
It does the
for
difference with the
sure.
body movement, man.
For sure. Hey, I had a
Yeah,
leader. I had a leader. I had a lawyer hit me up too, talking about this all happened before I went to prison. So it was the September 11th when I got shot. September 11th, 2013. And tell me why the lawyer before I go to prison, a lawyer hits me up and was just like, "Oh yeah, if you want us to take because my medical bill was high as fuck. I ain't have insurance, so my medical bill was high. The lawyer was like, okay, well, we could take care of this if you testify against these guys.
say what?
We're just like, yeah, and we're like, well, I don't fucking know what the hell. I just ignored it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah, yeah,
remember at the
yeah.
hospital, police asking me what happened. I said, I don't know. I'm chilling, and next thing you know, I get shot. I don't fucking know. I don't even know who did it. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
They was really trying to get hella shit out of us, man. But this happened in series too, right? And it's I could tell that place don't get a lot of shootings because when there's a shooting, you gotta block off the road.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't do that. So when they was putting me in the ambulance, I seen a whole bunch of, niggas who would look like a whole bunch of like Norte looking niggas, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I was just on my like, fuck, it could be him because I don't know who shot me. You know what I mean? I really didn't know who these niggas was. They was just neighbors of where my cousin was at, and shit popped off. And you feel me? I got a call, and I was like, bet, I'm out. Like, we out. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
left. I left work like 5 hours early. I didn't even clock out. Got the call. I was like, "Bet, gone."
Yeah, that's crazy though, man. You know what? We're always like that, man. When one of our homies, you know what I mean, we gotta do a run back and shit, man. We'll drop everything for our homie and just,
That's facts, man. That's
that's,
facts, and that's how
that's,
always I was. And I feel like I don't
man.
want to say that's a Filipino thing, but a lot of Filipinos that I've met that are with the shit or live that lifestyle, usually, bruh, there's a lot of solid ones, bruh. Like we're loyal to the T. We come off as we're humble because we like to smile and like you know what I mean,
Yeah,
fucking joke around and shit. But a lot of pares, bruh, the ones who are like me and you know
yeah.
what I mean? Are fucking the ones who are really loyal to the brother, to the
Lo-
to the cause. You feel me? The
lo-
cause or whatever.
Loyal to a fault. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, man.
yeah, man.
Uh, Even with me and you, we didn't even ran into each other. We didn't do time with each other in prison. I just know for a fact you got the body movement in your heart. I got the body movement in my heart. And next thing you know, we're fucking banging body movement and shit, man.
Yeah, nah, for
116%.
sure,
Nigga,
for sure,
it don't
man.
matter
Man,
and shit,
hey.
bro. We're the same soul, same heart, same everything and shit, bro. Because it is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
So
facts.
wait, when you went to prison, which reception did you go to?
They sent me to the Delano.
Oh, Delano,
Yeah, during
North
that
Kearney.
time, people. Yeah, North Kern. During that time, people were getting sent to either Delano or DVI. Tracy.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
how was that, DBI. Did you get visits in the reception?
hell no.
Hell no,
It
huh?
was too far. And
Yeah.
the only one that would visit me is my mom. And she has no papers, probably like she's still illegal, so she couldn't visit. All the times that I got locked up, man, I had no visitors. Except for I'm lying. 2016, I was already older. I got caught up for some weed shit. I did like a month and a half. But my sister, Pino's younger sister, my sister Katie, like she popped up. She would see me. You know what I mean? But
Oh,
prior to that, like my prison term or when I did my county time or my juvie time, and my county time in Santa Clara County, like San Jose area, nah, no
pe
visits.
people in the
Fucking
outside world have no idea how golden and how precious those visits for us
yes,
inside.
yes. Even letters, like like my mom, I would talk to my mom damn near every day, and she'd still send me letters every week. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
me too, man.
Like
Me too. Yeah.
just fucking. And you know what though? I grew to a point where cause I used to be mad at the Brodies. I used to be mad at people I would call auntie, uncle, fucking cousin, sister, brother, whatever, because I wouldn't get no mail. But
Yeah.
I look at it like an OG in there told me he's just like, look, man, like your life stopped. Theirs didn't. You know what I mean? You came in here and now everything is on pause. And I
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
really think about that. I was like, you're right though. You know what I mean? What am I supposed to fucking now
You
be a
know,
priority for them to write to me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They probably don't have their own life prioritized. You know what I mean?
And you know, I know exactly what you mean, man. I feel the same exact way because I used to be butthurt too. Like in you know during our beginning of the time, man, fuck everybody else. I thought they were my homies. Where my letters at, man? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Where my visits at. But then when I got out, I mean, you know, started getting older. That's when I started to realize like if you guys got stuck, your dumb ass got stuck in the same position. I wouldn't even give a fuck about
Yeah, you know what I
writing
mean?
letters.
Like I'll
You know, I
see you when you
might,
get out.
yeah, I see you when I might visit you or something if I got time or something. But
Or even what would be dope is the call. Like I have my Brody T's, bro. He had money on the phone all the time. When I started going to county, he was one of them ones who had money on the phone. But his ass was over there ducking and dodging cases too. So shit. I mean, you feel me? He was one of
yeah,
them ones. Out of all the Brodies, my Brody T's was one of the ones who was just a hothead all the time, bro.
oh,
All
yeah.
the time. Trigger happy, fucking always fucking getting into some. And then us being the brothers, we have to follow suit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I feel yeah. But you know what? I gotta keep it G though, for sure, for sure. The whole time that we were stuck in the prison system, California prison system to be exact, all the letters, all the visits that we received are never forgotten and shit, man. When
Yeah,
when we were down and shit. Because that's when we found out who was really there or who gives a fuck and shit, you know. So we never
yeah,
forgot those, man. So shout out to all the motherfuckers that took the time to write a letter, visit your boy inside prison.
yeah.
That shit's
Facts.
it's golden right there. It's precious, man.
Shit, even the ones who look out for their boys' family when they're locked up. I was when I was doing I did a year in fucking Santa Clara County, and my cousin RIP, man, he watched out for my mom, man. Little
Mm.
things like he called my mom every day or
Wow.
every other day checking up on her. When my cuddy he was a money man. Like he'd always try to find certain schemes, and he was a hustler. So he would get money, and when he get money, he would give some to my mom, bruh. Like I
Wow.
really I miss my cuddy man. I ain't gonna lie. Like he really held it down for my mom's. He would help my mom bring up the groceries. Like he would literally leave his house to go help my mom bring up some groceries or do the laundry type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. So shout out to them. Shout out to those guys who's looking out after they boys' kids.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel me? Looking out after they boys' fucking parents or whatever who's locked up.
For real,
For
man.
sure, for sure.
Shout out to all the folks that looked out while we were in there and shit, man. That did something for
Facts.
us. We never forget that, you know. And we owe that shit actually, basically. And so while in prison, you know, doing time, when did you? Because in the streets, we don't give a fuck about our race. Like we know a little bit because but we don't really like know a lot about our background history or what we are or what are we and stuff like that. How'd you ended up like getting into more and learning more about your peoples and what you are, Are?
So like we talked about it before, Manong John Asayas, he Manong Johnny, he's really the one who established, I don't want to say he established that Filipino pride, but he sparked it. You know what I mean? And before I even went to prison, I was cool with these Filipino, the PKs, his nephews, right? And they're from like Vallejo, Sunnyvale. And he got some nephews out there in Frisco. But they were pares. They didn't gangbang, but they're like how you say they're like family gang, like family. There's so much of them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So much. They got so much cousins. Like the ones that I'm cool with, they got 5 brothers. You know what I mean? 5 brothers. That's a lot. All boys. They all getting. You know what I mean? All have different. They own different fucking characters. But my boy John PK, man, that's my dog. Shout out you. Pinsan. Shout out you, man. Shout out Big Bro Joel, Dun. Jason, you feel me? Little bro Jagger. They were a Filipino family unit that I looked like I looked up to. Like I was like, this is dope. They got the mom, the dad, they got the 5 brothers. You know what I mean? They all help each other out. You know what I mean? They started a business with their cousins. You know what I mean? Shout out Nine Land, shout out Nine Cocina. Those are their shit. You feel me? Like their family business that they all run together as a family. So I always looked up to that. And then when I went to prison, that meeting their uncle that they never met, you know what I mean? Sparking
Oh,
that like you yeah, sparking that like, oh, okay, be prideful for what you are. You're Filipino. We're
yeah.
start learning the history. And don't get me wrong, like it's goons. When it comes to gang banging, is I'm a goon. NAG, whatever. You feel me? Gang bang. But when now that I'm older now, it's more of a like I just want to see my people, and it's not the goons. It's not like the goons aren't my people, but my people's like my race, my ethnicity. Do I want to see them be great? You know what I mean? On top of being great, I want to see them also shit, man. Fucking defend themselves, be men, be hard body, be motherfucking. Oh shit! It's my mama. Hold on. What's up? I'm doing an interview real quick.
Hello po, kamusta po tita?
Mama, let me call you back. I'm in an interview. All right. You want to say what's up though?
Kamusta po?
Yeah,
Ah,
The properties in Philippines. No?
yeah.
ah,
No, that's him. That's him. He sell. My mom was like, "That's." Yeah, I was like, she was like, "I know you. You're the one that sells the property in the
yeah.
Philippines."
Pasensya na po, wala pa akong damit. I'm not properly attired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, but yeah, say pare movement, ma. You gotta say big pare movement.
Big money.
Say pare movement.
yeah.
All right, mom.
All right, love you,
I
son.
love you too.
Man,
Bye.
we basically owe everything to moms and shit, man. I got moms blasted right here, big.
Oh, that's dope. I need to get
Oh,
something on my mom's
her
too.
picture too, and her name right here too, and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to get a nice, cool little fucking some of my mom. Real talk though, bro. Me and my mom be getting into it. We ain't perfect, bro.
yeah.
As I got older, fucking it's normal. It's normal. You know what I mean? But
I
she's
feel
really
man.
like, yeah, not like when that whole shit happened of me being on the run, that strengthened my relationship with my mom. She stopped it's not that she stopped being a parent, but she started more trying to like if you can't beat them, kind of join them. So she's like, as long every time I leave the house, bruh, she'll be like, "Anak, just stay alive. Anak, stay free." You know
Yeah,
what I mean? She wouldn't tell me, "Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that." She's be, "Anak, just stay alive and stay free." You know what I
that's
mean?
right. That's right.
And, shit, I
Yeah.
remember at a time, dude. It was my mom. She used to serve my knocks, and I don't want to put that in certain quotes, but real shit. My mom served my knocks. If you know what I'm talking about, Fade, like I used
Pumpa,
to bag
pimpa.
it out for her.
Yeah,
Yeah, my mom she was a trap. She was trapping with me. We gonna say it. My mom was
yeah.
trapping with me. You know what I mean? When I would leave, go do my errands. You feel me? I would leave some shit at the house for her. If I get a call like, hey, bro, can I pick something up? I'll call my mom. Mom, can you leave something in and I had a card outside the apartments that I would leave unlocked that I didn't use. You know what I mean? And I told her to just go put it in there. She'll put it in there. The dudes will come by, pick it up. My mom will go over there, collect the money. I'll be like, "Hey, mom, you're fucking Griselda Blanca, bro. You're a fucking cocaine cowboy."
Yeah. That's not your
My mom
ordinary
is,
mom right there, man.
oh my mama, bro. My mama is, she really with the shits, man. She's a cool ass old lady,
Shout out to all the moms out there, man. Never gave up on your
for
kid,
real.
even though they're
Shout out to them single, yes, them single mothers who did never gave up on their sons, man.
on their sons. Yeah, or
For real.
daughters too, because women are bad too and shit, man.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah. But their bad though is different from ours. They become usually when girls fucking when usually girls are astray, they become sluts. You know what I mean? Hoes and shit. I'm not saying they don't do no fucking criminal shit, you know what I mean? But for the most part, they become little
Passive
boppers and shit.
aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
yeah,
that's why too, man, fucking two parent homes are always important. it's very important for the future,
Yes,
for our
sir.
futures, man, for
That's real
sure.
talk. And you know, the ones that know, they know, man.
Yeah.
Need strong father figure in the house.
Yes, it
Yep.
makes a big difference,
Makes huge
man.
difference.
Because, like I said, being raised by my mom, I didn't know how to, growing up, I didn't know how to manage my anger or my fucking feelings. I had to learn that shit, buddy. It's embarrassing to keep it real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as a kid, you think it's normal to fucking, talk the way you talk or talk back the way you talk back, be fucking, you know what I mean? Not knowing how to fuck when you're mad, all you want to do is fucking yell and hit shit, even when it's just very small. You know what I mean? But when you get older, man, you learn like, okay, it's not worth it. You know what I
That's
mean?
the
Nowadays
vision.
too, like, if somebody's mean mugging me, I'll just like keep smiling. Okay, like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Not gonna do nothing.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Until I feel like I'm being threatened,
Yeah,
then it's like,
yeah,
okay, it's go time. Or if
yeah,
my
yeah.
kids is being threatened, fuck that.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you.
Fuck that.
Yeah. What do you call this? So, man, you know what I mean? Like, I feel you. We talked about that. Shout out to the OG, man, Johnny Osias, the real body right there. Because, looking out for me, that want me to get out, want me to do better in life, stuff like that, man. It means a lot. We'll never forget about the real artists that that looked out for us, for us that has dates, because a lot of those they don't have dates, and sorry to say, but at least they didn't they didn't try to take us with them for life, like the other Asian
That
folks,
part.
Islander folks that
Yeah.
they try to take us there for life, and some of them looked out for us so we can get out and have a better life and shit, man, and all of this shit, banging body movement, all this shit is for the real fucking bodies right there, putting it down for the Asian out in their car,
You
outnumbered,
feel
but
me?
still ready to die for a fucking little piece of table, little piece of workout area. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all. And we'll never say anything stupid on our YouTube channel, trying to throw the people doing time under the bus like the other channels. We don't get down like that and shit.
Nah,
That's on a
hell
different
nah.
channel and shit, man. That's the difference with
Yeah.
us. It might
We're
be
fucking
boring, it might
human,
be
man.
because it's real, because it's facts, but at the same time, not all people are rainbow. Some people still want to hear some real shit, man. So this is it. This is the channel and shit that we fucking with, you know.
Motherfuckers stand on business. Those motherfuckers who be putting down people because they go to prison or they get locked up, man. Them niggas is the ones who would bitch up in prison. You know what I mean? Them is the ones who call another fucking man to handle their business. You know what I mean?
Oh, real shit, man. Real shit.
Straight
Man,
up.
so bam, so you did your time. We already talked about that. When you got out, what was the first thing you did, like your mindset? What was your first mindset? Was it eating, getting pussy, or what was it?
I got some pussy. I got some pussy. I got some fucking pearl. I used to
Yeah,
talk to this girl out there in Alameda and ended up as soon as I got out, I got some coochie. But
yeah.
after that, shit, I was really I was I had a hookup at was it UPS? UPS. One of my mom's friends that I call auntie, she hooked me up with the job. So I was working over there for a little bit. But I was still young, but I was still learning. Like I stopped getting caught up for dumb shit, but that doesn't mean I wasn't doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like I was just more careful about fucking doing what I was doing. And that's the cold part about going. Sometimes you go to jail a lot or you staying there for a minute. Like it either gonna teach you not to go back or it's gonna teach you how to be a better criminal. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like I was still doing shit. Like fuck, my gate money, I saved it, and with me and the homies, we ended up pulling a couple licks, and I ended up doing my first music video. And it was me, my Cuddy Pino, and my Cuddy Smirk, and we did this song called Backseat, and we shot a video, and it was like it was a dope video, you know what I mean? And we got a cool response to it, and I was just like, "Fuck, bro, like shit, I'm a felon, I got a strike, I don't want to work in warehouse jobs and all these fucking dead end jobs all my life. I ain't going to school. I'm gonna chase this rap shit. I'm gonna see what's up with it. You know what I mean? Fuck the game up. They don't really, and during that time, they didn't have a lot of Filipino rappers as like they do now. Now they got quite a few.
Oh, okay.
Back then, when I first started back in like 2014, 15, oh no, 15, 16, when we dropped that video, they didn't have a lot, bro. You know what
Oh,
I mean? And
yeah.
the ones that I did hear of, shout out KR Mac, you feel me, from Ski Team. Shout out B Slew from Vallejo. Those are parties that I heard of that was like, okay, they representing our people, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They
yeah.
representing that they dip and dabble on the streets. I ain't gonna say if they gangbang or not, but they're not suckers. You know what I mean? And they was dope. They sounded dope. You know what I mean?
They're
Shout
men.
out to them, man.
They're men, man. They're not suckers, man. Real.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they ain't no suckers, man. And so, yeah, I just kept on rapping. I've been trying to rap ever since, man. Been trying to rap ever since. But see, when I first started rapping, I wasn't on, you know, Pare movement or Pare pride or, you know, I'm Filipino. Hear me out. I was more on like, my name Gderty. I'm a goon. What's up? You know, fuck the suckers. Hear me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I was. And then eventually, like, it just shifted. Like, I started getting backlash on the internet. Oh, why is this Asian kid saying nigga? Why is he saying this? Why is he saying, like, you know what we talked about before?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, well, what the fuck? What kind of goofy
Yeah.
ass shit is this?
Just because you can't
And
say it, right?
huh?
Just because they can't say it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it was coming from, and a lot of the times too, it was coming from our own peoples, bro. A lot
Oh
of
yeah,
backlash be
yeah.
coming from our own peoples, bro, which is
Just
kind of
because,
crazy.
just because if they, first of all, that they don't have enough balls to say it, or even
Yeah, bro.
in real life, and if they do somehow get some balls to say it, they get punched on and shit by the blacks. And shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And fucking and then at the same time, I was getting a lot of love from pares as well, but the pares who look just like me and you. You know what I mean? Pares who
Mhm.
came from that type of lifestyle or environment. And you know, I just started running with it, bruh. I started running with the, well, shit,
Yeah,
I'm gonna speak up for my Filipinos. You feel my Filipinos who's been in the system. You
yeah,
know what I mean? My
Be-
Filipinos who gangbang, like shit, nigga.
be-
I could say something that I know for sure y'all could relate to.
yeah, because they're trying to say some of some of the fathers of the Pinoys and shit. They're trying to say that, oh, Asian hate is not real. Nobody even really experienced any type of discrimination or anything against Asians or anything. But, us speaking personally from running the streets and being in the prison system, we did experience racism and discrimination and
Discrimination.
undermining our people's, our race. And we
Facts.
experience that. It's real life. So to those that are saying it's not real, then maybe it's not real for you, but it's real for us and shit. We experience that
Yeah.
shit, dog. That shit is real, dog.
Nah,
Evil is real, man.
for real. Yeah, evil is real.
Everything is not
For
about
real.
rainbow and politically correct. In real life, shit happens.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts,
yeah,
man. You know, shit, bro. I've always heard little racist comments. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like growing up, I never. It's not that I don't like I don't consider myself Asian. Just being, oh, that's the Asian nigga. Like, nah, okay, get it right. I'm Filipino, bro. Because if motherfuckers be like, there's different types of Asians. You know what I mean? And to keep it real, Asians discriminate against other Asians. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
There's a lot of motherfuckers who would talk shit about Filipinos saying we're not real fucking Asians or that we're just Mexicans of the sea or whatever crazy ass motherfucking comments.
Islanders. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's just at the end of the day, we're Asian islanders. We are in the island. We're not Polynesians. We're not Micronesians. We're not Melanesians. We're islanders though. We have over what 7,000 islands. You know what I mean? Different over 100 different types of Filipinos. Shout out my Indonesians because they're on the same height. You know what I mean? To me, they're islander too. They have very tropical islands out there. You know what I
yeah, yeah.
mean? But technically, yeah, we're not, and we never claimed to be no Polynesian, no, you know what I mean? Fucking
We're,
Micronesian, Melanesian.
yeah,
Shout out my Usos and Tokos though. It's not no disrespect. You know, my kids is Samoan and shit, have Samoan. But I'm just saying, it's like,
yeah. Or they
just
just
because
pushing
we
for
say we come from the islands, that doesn't mean we're trying to steal your culture or try to copy it. Like,
Yeah, but this message is for the ignorant ones, but
yeah,
yeah,
facts.
but for the big brain ones, they know the
That know
business.
what's up.
They understand where we're coming from. But this is for the
Yeah.
ignorant ones. And
I,
yeah, I feel you, man.
yeah, I
Yeah.
met a Uso from East Palo Alto one time, and he was an older cat. And bruh, this nigga knew how to speak Samoan. He spoke Tongan. He spoke a little bit of Indonesian. He spoke motherfucking Tagalog. He
Damn.
spoke he spoke a lot of Austronesian languages, like languages in the Pacific and like certain parts of
Yeah.
Southeast Asia, right?
Yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, "Where you learn how to speak Tagalog, bro?" And he's just like, "In prison." He's like, "It's
Yeah.
really," he's like, "Real shit, bro. We're all fucking the same."
Yeah.
He's like, I don't. He was explaining to me like how we're all connected
I,
somehow, and
yeah.
it's just a matter of certain
I,
letters in the alphabets that we have that they don't have, or that they have that we don't have. You know what I mean?
I,
But there was a lot of similarities that he started pointing out, and that's when I started seeing it. Like, oh shit,
I
he is
think
right.
a huge part, a big part of why we're so extremely divided, our peoples and shit, and having identity crisis.
Yeah,
A big part of it is we got colonized by the
yeah,
Spaniards, by the white man. And when they came here to the Philippines, they forced school and stuff like that. And then in these schools for 300 years, they have white teachers. And these white teachers in school for 300 years, teaching all the Indios or the Filipino kids every day embedded into their subconscious that remember, we are your superior. If you're not light skinned like us, if your nose is not as long or as high as like us, if you don't look like us, just always remember we're always smarter than you and you're inferior. And they were just teaching these kids all this stuff as a young kid. So growing up, it was embedded into their subconscious into thinking that, oh, these are our white heroes, and our superiors, and we just got smashed on in our soul to the point where that's when some of the pares, the heroes of us, became smart, like Jose Rizal, and fought back, and wrote the book, the El Filibusterismo and No Le Metangere, and trying to tell the peoples, like, look, man, you guys are stupid. You know what I mean? We're getting fucked
yeah,
over, man. I don't think you understand. You're over there being slaves, voluntary slaves to 300 Spaniard soldiers when you have 7,000 Filipino soldiers bowing down to the 300 Spaniard soldiers. It doesn't make sense. This is our country, man, and this is what's going on. I don't think open up your eyes, open up, grow some brains and shit, man. I'm fucking
yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's facts,
But
man.
yeah, this is,
And when you said how they were teaching for 300 years, they was teaching our peoples that toxic bullshit. It's crazy because then now you passing it. Those people are passing it down to their kids. Those their kids are passing it down to their kids. Even
yeah,
to
yeah.
this day, like people always talk about Spanish colonization, but they never talk. They hardly talk about the American. And even though it wasn't that long, we did get colonized by America too. And
Yeah.
me
I think for
personally, I
three
only
years, right? Or 7 years.
no 40 from 19 from 18 1898 or 1899 to 1946.
Oh, it's a
So
long
almost
time.
like 46,
Yeah, yeah,
47
yeah. It's a
years.
long time. Yeah.
And
My
and
fucking
I
math was way
feel
off. Yeah.
the only reason why we even got our independence is because I don't know, our first president was in 1946. That's when we got our independence. So I feel like the America only gave us our independence because one, we agreed to them having a fucking American embassy and buildings and all that shit in the Philippines, and we're governing ourselves like how America do. We have presidents, we got mayors, we got fucking all that shit, councilmen, governors, all that shit. You know what I mean? Just like America. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So we definitely, and to this day, shit, our people fucking still are getting colonial fucking mind fucked by America. You know what I mean?
I don't think it'll never disappear, man, unless they somehow, I mean, think harder than what they usually use their brain for and shit. Yeah.
And that usually takes people getting or talking about uncomfortable things, uncomfortable conversations, unlearning certain things and relearning our real history. That's why history is a very important to me now. You feel me? Because like Jose Rizal said, man, no history, no self. I mean, that shit is real to me, man. Like that, and that's for me. That's why I feel like I had an identity crisis as a kid. I swear I wanted to be, oh, I wanted to hang out with Mexicans because why? I fucking my last name is Hispanic and shit like that. Or I wanted to be so cool with the Usos and Tocos because why? Oh,
You look
because
like
yeah, you know what I mean? Like I don't look
yeah.
like every and you know what though? There's a lot of other pares too who could fit that narrative though. Like
Yeah, they do.
there's a lot of pares who are mistaken that was
Yeah,
probably that looked Samoan.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And so that's the identity crisis is for real with our peoples because of colonization. But I feel like it could get fixed if we start teaching our real history. You know what I mean?
yeah. But sometimes, even if you do say how it is, they've already made up their mind, and you know they've already programmed the matrix in the matrix.
Yeah.
Them, so they
And
don't
that's
have.
those yeah, no, those are usually too the older ones. The older heads, what's that saying? You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know with my yeah, with my mom, she's stuck in her ways. You know what I mean? She believes what she believes in.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I try to that's why because me and my mom be having different beliefs with certain things, but shit.
But it's still,
I can't make her,
yeah.
yeah, she believes in what she believes in. It is what it is.
Oh man, my mom is like my mom still is like the complete opposite of Top G. She's like rainbow and shit. You know what I mean? So, but you know what I mean?
I
It's your
mean, she's
mom,
like
man.
she
Yeah,
goes for like fucking Joe Biden and shit,
yeah, yeah. Kamala
the
Harris,
liberals.
yeah, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
super woke and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I get it. I mean, hey, love to
Yeah,
see that's the thing too. Like just
yeah,
because we have different to anybody out there, this is not just for moms, but this is for anybody. Just because we have different views on shit, that doesn't mean that the hate is you feel me big with
yeah, yeah.
me or you know what I mean? Like I can still have love for y'all, man. We have different views. Like I said, if you ain't as long as you ain't out here fucking touching kids and doing weird shit, we're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But
But
yeah, though, man, shit. Appreciate you coming through
that's what
and taking the
oh
time.
yeah, man, for
Yeah.
sure. Thank you again, bro. You feel me? Um, like I said, I'm a big fan of your work. Fucking definitely
Feel the
a
same way,
solid
man.
padre, man.
Feel the same
Yeah,
way,
definitely a
man.
solid padre, man.
Hey,
So I had to come back and touch everything.
like I said before, man. Back then we didn't even know each other, dog. Like you know, I mean, like I didn't even know DJ Eternal back then, or none of the artists and shit, man. You know, and one time I think it was in 2016. My brother came home, uh, came back to Pinas to visit his brother because you know we never been together because I was doing time in prison, and we started hanging out. Next thing you know, he got his laptop and shit. He puts it on, and he puts on the music video with you in Manila eating Jollibee and the thing, and Chef Yams and the rest of the
Oh
party
yeah, yeah.
cyber. It's like, hey, trip out on this, man. Check this out. This the real parties right here. What you mean? What's this, man? Just slap that shit. So I put it on and shit, was slapping it. Ooh, look at the parties. He already knew you
Hey,
guys
shout out to
way.
that padre, man.
Yeah, my brother, man, was a straight G. Shit. He already knew you guys way before I knew you. You know what I mean? And he was already banging that body movement because he was visiting me. He was in the pen. He know the business and shit. We're from the hill. You know, we can know
Yeah,
this shit in LA. You know what I mean? You know, so from fucking Lucky Alive, J-Prox and shit, man. You know what I'm talking about?
hell yeah.
Yeah, so it was even before we went to prison, even before we got into our street gang and shit, we was already born as a party. We already knew about this shit. It was already in our heart and in our soul. So, yeah, I mean, we can't lie to ourselves, be lying to ourselves. We're gonna lose that way and shit, because actors will always lose to the real ones. You know what I'm talking
Facts, facts.
about?
You can't fake it for too long, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
So,
can't
hey,
fake it for too long.
before we shake the spot, though, man, do you want to share any last message out there coming, personal message to the world and shit?
Um, shit, man. Stay active. handle your business. And when I say active, I mean like, train your body, man. Work out, fucking read a book, drink your water, you know. If you got kids, take care of your kids. If you don't got kids, take care of your parents. If your parents ain't around, shit, take care of yourself. If you are a man, give yourself responsibilities. You will feel better about yourself,
Oh,
man. You feel me?
yeah,
Don't live
yeah.
life without no responsibilities. You niggas is gonna look at you like a goof. I don't care how much money you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta have responsibility. That's what turns a boy into a man when you're responsible for other people, man.
Damn, that's what's up, man. That's a good ass message, pare. Maraming
Yeah.
salamat for coming through
Lama para, yes,
and
sir.
explore, you know what I mean? Salamat. And with that being
Yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah.
you'll know what time it is. Say what you mean and mean what you say, because real recognize real, homeboy. Out of here.
You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.